CSM presents Time Out with Coach.
Time Out.
This session of Time Out is about character. Let's focus on character, the foundation for long-term success. I want to discuss two areas: what character is and how we get it. So what is character? My favorite dictionary is the Webster 1828 edition. It is the gold standard of definitions. It has primarily classical words. The word character comes from the word engrave. It's a mark made on stone or metal or some hard surface. We call our letters and numbers characters, originally because they were engraved. So characters, those qualities engraved in us by nature or habit or experience. All of us inherit certain genes. Character is what you do with them. Character is what marks your life. Character is the marks made on you by parents, or teachers, friends, or your experience. It's how you were engraved. A young executive asks an older executive, "What has been the secret of your success?" The old executive thought a moment and he said, "Good decisions." The young man asked him, "How do you make good decisions?" The old man thought a while and he said, "Experience." He said, "How do you get experience?" The old gentleman quickly said, "Bad decisions." The truth is, you can learn from bad decisions and bad experiences to become successful. Character is wholeness of personality. The definition also fits a word called integrity. Integrity is wholeness of personality, or wholeness. Integrity comes from the word integer, which means a whole number. It's a number that's able to integrate without a fraction. Bad character prevents integration. It keeps us, because we're not whole, from becoming part of the whole. I saw a sign in a man's office which said, "Men destroy with their character what they build with their gifts." So character is the foundation for long-term success, not gifts. Gifts, our abilities, certainly can be added to character, but with flawed character, we can destroy our best efforts. We all know of pastors, executives, leaders, athletes who succeeded with their gifts, but destroyed what they had built with their character. I suggest to you that building strong character is more important or a greater priority than building a strong business, even though a strong business is a wonderful thing, but you don't want to destroy your efforts with weak character. Current society underestimates the value of character, I'm afraid, and therefore is constantly undoing itself. But those who respect character as a primary goal can endure. Our two greatest presidents, probably, at least would show up on most people's lists, are Washington and Lincoln. Both were known for their honesty. Washington was known for saying, "I cannot tell a lie." He admitted that he had chopped down the cherry tree. Lincoln was known as Honest Abe. True greatness is founded on character. There are 7 ingredients to character that I want to just point out. 1 is honesty. 2 is consistency. It's not just being honest one time or twice, but consistently honest or consistent about whatever it is you do, predictable. 3 is endurance, the ability to be that way over a long period of time. 4 is compassion. Now, compassion is not how you treat your boss. It's how you treat those that are vulnerable to you. And so compassion is a primary ingredient for good character. A 5th is humility. It's not how much you esteem yourself. It's how much you esteem others that makes the impression of character. 6 is loyalty. In the Scriptures, loyalty is called the salt of the covenant. Loyalty is the characteristic that holds things together. It's the characteristic that causes us to be true to ourselves, to be true to others, and to have a covenantal mindset, to stand with people. And if you are that way, you find yourself with people who will stand with you. The 7th ingredient is courage. And on our next time out, I'll talk to you about that. Honesty, consistency, endurance, compassion, humility, loyalty, and courage. Character is what survives the storm. I live in an area that is always in danger of hurricanes. Trees go down. Some of the greatest damage is when trees fall on houses or cars. Some trees fall down, some don't. I've noticed that the trees with a taproot that goes down deep below the surface are the trees that stand. They're able to bend and sway with the winds, but their taproot holds them. And so it is when in life's storms, some people have a great surface, but they have no depth, no taproot. Character is your taproot. I think it was D.L. Moody who said, character is what you do in the dark. It's who you are when no one else is around. My father worked among the French-speaking people of South Louisiana for a number of years. One of the people that he met, and I met as a very small boy, was a man named Captain Noy. Actually, in English it would be Captain Noah. Very good name for a captain. Captain Noy had sailed all over the world and retired to become a boat builder. One day my father approached him, and he was building a boat, and he said, Captain Noy, are you building for the storm or for the calm? And he said, I build all my boats for the storm. I wouldn't have a boat built for the calm. Character is building for the storm. Of course, we hope we'll never have one, but we always do. And if you are a sailing person, you understand what I mean. Character is your survival. How do you get character? Can you change your character? That's a good question. Newton, about whom a movie has recently been made, was a wicked man. He was a slave trader, a brutal man. But he is the author of the most popular hymn, probably, ever written, Amazing Grace. What changed him? Well, he had a spiritual experience. Spiritual experiences can change our character. It is possible to change. Parents shape our character. Good parenting is important. Both having been parented and being a parent, parents are tremendously influential, either on purpose or by neglect. Educators, teachers, some of the greatest impact in our lives are from our teachers. One of the persons that affected me the most was my coach. Coaches are very influential, especially on young men, young women. At that age of life, they can engrave certain qualities like endurance, giving all you have. The military has changed people's character. Sometimes a young person who has had a wayward life goes into the military, learns discipline, comes out a different person. Friends can change your character. They have a tremendous influence. Peer pressure is a reality. I want to say for all of us, no matter what our age, and particularly when we're grown, mature, and in business, a major key to our character is our associates. It's no secret that we become like the people we associate with. Character's built slowly. It can be destroyed quickly, but building it is a slow process. Characters built slowly, proven often, but failure can be useful. I saw a picture of a warehouse, a large warehouse, and the sign at the top said, "Bad experiences." It was the warehouse of bad experiences. But coming out of the warehouse was a huge semi-flatbed truck with large boxes, and on the boxes were written, "Good things." I saw the lesson immediately. I was to bring good things out of bad experiences. I was not to live in the warehouse of bad experiences. Some people do that. But I was to take what I had learned from bad experiences and deliver it to success. One of the suggestions that I make, and I've had made to me, is to keep a journal of good stories and good advice. And if you do, read it often so that it becomes ingrained in your thinking. Journal your experiences. Not necessarily a diary, but if something makes a mark on you, write it down. It can be a positive thing that somebody said, a story that you heard, something that you saw. It is accumulated wisdom. Read it often. Another thing I'd say about building character is to choose your response to adversity. When adversity comes, when the storm comes, decide how you're going to respond. Don't just respond, but decide. One of the things I would suggest is, when it comes, avoid anger. That's a hard thing to say and hard thing to practice. But anger is a wind that blows out the light of reason. Avoid bitterness. I read a saying, I forget where I got it, is that bitterness is like drinking poison and waiting for the other guy to die. Well, bitterness doesn't kill the other guy. It kills you. So, get out of the warehouse of bad experience. Avoid anger that is unrighteous or unjustified or is just an emotional response. And certainly avoid bitterness. I heard Les Brown, a well-known motivational speaker, say, adversity introduces us to ourselves. Adversity introduces us to ourselves. It shows us what's inside, what needs to change, what's good, what's proven. Adversity is the chisel that engraves our personality. People are usually no stronger than the adversity with which they have dealt. I want to say one more thing in closing in this time out about trust. Character is the foundation for trust. People trust us because they trust our character. They trust our honesty. They trust our consistency. They trust that we will be there. We will endure. They trust those 6 characteristics in us that I have mentioned earlier. Trust is the currency of society. It's the currency of business. It's what holds things together. When people lose their trust, then they begin to distance themselves. Well, timeout is over.